we're going to have, and we're going to be cool, and everything's fun. This is a chill flex bubble generator space. Hunter, Mellon,
Okay, let me
welcome.
do this. Let me kind of conduct this like an interview, if you don't
Yeah,
mind. So Hunter, tell us a little bit of, because I don't know how you're related, if you are related to Christopher Mellon. Can you give us a little bit of background about yourself first before you want to explain whatever it is you'd like to explain?
sure. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm his son. Obviously, I was hoping to set up a debate with Ashton. It seemed like that didn't happen on the terms that I was proposing, and I just wanted to come into this space and discuss sort of my reasons for why I wanted to talk about things in that way, and why I think the approach earlier was very unfortunate in terms of just in general how this issue was talked about, and why I really didn't think that that was a productive medium whatsoever for continuing a conversation in person on that basis. And I'm happy to talk more about that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What is from your position, from your understanding, it's your dad. So I know I don't see you coming in here lying on your dad. I don't see that happening. But what's your take on what's happening with what your dad's been involved with trying to get some type of disclosure out there, and the attacks on your dad? Some people don't believe him. They think he's deep state. What's your rebuttal to that? Can you kind of give us a little synopsis on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to do an interview or to give a bio on myself. I'm really here to speak to some of the specific claims that were made if we want to talk about them. I can't speak for him,
Yeah,
for
go
my
for it.
dad. I'm not going to speak for him. My point really in all of this, the reason I got involved in this conversation was just because there were certain claims that were being made very loosely, claims about covering up, technology or harboring technology, or, insinuation about the Malaysia Airlines flight. And, you know, obviously they're not true, but they're not even being asserted with evidence. And when I tried to discuss them, they're sort of being taken back as, oh, I didn't really mean that. And it doesn't matter. But the point is just that the pattern of behavior, I think, of going out there and just making attacks on people and not wanting to talk about them clearly or debate the specific issue, is just not a productive way about going about things. And so really I was referencing the claim that Ashton was making earlier, specifically the insinuations about covering up that flight incident or the technology. And there was no substantiation for any of that. And I don't think he has any now.
Okay, so your main beef, so to speak, other than personality thing here, is the M370. Is there anything else that we could talk about tonight other than that?
I don't know what happened on the Malaysia Airlines flight. I'm not an expert in that. I don't think that the notion that Obama was responsible for it is compelling. That's not my thing. But the claim seemed to be that there was a cover up about this that somehow me or my family was involved in. And that was made without evidence. And I guess my question is, you suggested that. Do you stand by that? And if you do, what reasons do you have for saying that? Do you have any?
Great question. So here I am. This is Ashton Forbes. Nice to meet you in person, Hunter Mellon. So first of all, I guess let me just what do you think the accusations that I've stated are? Because I think that in a situation like this where emotions are running high, it's really important to be specific. And I feel like I clarified multiple times about your family hiding technology. I was speaking very generally. I didn't think it required a lot of nuance to understand that. But speaking speculatively, that the Mellon family is a historic family in America, very rich family. And that when it comes to the idea that there is some technology that is being hidden from the American people, that the types of people that are in the know on that are the people that are the privileged, the rich, the people that are connected, the people that are in positions of power within the government. And when I looked up your LinkedIn profile, which is the first thing I did, of course, when I saw you defending the honor of your father, was I noticed that it's pretty obvious that you've been given preferential treatment from your father's connections through your education as well as your employment opportunities that you've been given.
Well, it's an inference, right?
Okay, hold on, Ashton. Let's pause right there. Go ahead, Hunter. Would you like to respond to that?
Sure. I mean, so that's a perfect example, right? Where you're making an inference and it's low hanging fruit and it's easy to say, But do you have any evidence of that? I mean, do you think it's categorically impossible that somebody with a certain background couldn't earn certain jobs through merit? And what evidence do you have beyond just conjecture for what you're saying, if any?
Well, it's either true or it's false, and I'm talking to the man himself. So why don't you just tell me? Did your
Was your
father get you?
allegation?
Did your father get you? Let's just ask the
No, no, no,
first
no.
question.
It's your out.
Yes, exactly. It's my allegation. And I'm
Ashton,
talking.
Ashton,
I'm
don't
talking
interrupt
to the
him.
person
Ashton,
right now. You are the man. Did your father get you the job as, wait, let me pull it up, student initiate at the Defense Intelligence Agency? I'm just going to go ahead and say that random people whose fathers are not rich melons that have worked in the intelligence community are not going to get the same opportunities that you've been given. Let me read it out here. Student trainee of the Directorate of Operations for the Defense Intelligence Agency from May 2021 to August 2022, 1 year and 4 months, Washington, D.C. That was while you were correct me if I'm wrong, that was while you were at college at Georgetown University. Is that true? How did you get that job?
okay, hold on, Ashton, hold on. Before he answers, here would be my responses. First of all, so what? And if he had the qualifications, the GPA and the intelligence and the schooling, and his professor said so on and so forth that he's qualified, then regardless of his name. So, I mean, I get where he's coming from. Maybe he earned the opportunity
Hold on. Just
regardless of his name.
let
And you're just,
Ashton prove his point. He's making an allegation. He's right now he's providing inferences. He's trying to make me prove the negative and prove somehow that
okay,
I
go
got
ahead, Ashton.
this.
Continue
I'm
on
Let's
then.
not trying to
just
prove
let me
anything.
hear
I'm
it
literally
out.
just asking you what's your view.
No.
This
You're not
is
just
how we
asking me. You're
address this. This is how we address claims, right? Like, I address the person firsthand.
no. We don't just
Go
address
ahead.
any claim that people make. People make claims. They provide evidence for them, and if it's an issue or you want to respond to them, you can. But you're asking me to prove something that you're alleging. You haven't proven what you've alleged.
That's not what I'm asking. So I'm just saying all I did was look up your LinkedIn profile, and I see that you were a congressional intern at the U.S. House of Representatives from 2019 2020. That's a factual statement. You were the
Hmm.
digital engagement manager for To the Stars Academy, also known as TTSA, which many people on this space an hour ago were saying is a fraudulent organization that stole $37
All
million
right.
in debt from
Again,
people.
this is why I want to do it in writing. So you're going all over the place. Choose one.
This
Choose
is
the
recorded,
congressional
by the way.
example.
This is recorded. So
Yeah,
you
I
asked me to
know. But
present the evidence. I'm presenting the
just choose
evidence to
one.
you.
Choose one job, and we'll talk about it.
Well, you're presenting
No, no,
theories,
no, no.
though, Ashton.
I've
You're
made
presenting
no
theories
theories
so
at
far.
all. All I'm saying is
All right.
this is your
Look.
literal job experience from your LinkedIn
Sure,
profile.
sure.
There's no
Just
sure
choose
about it.
one.
It's factually correct, right? Do you actually in these jobs?
Okay, hell, be nice to the guy, Ashton. He doesn't. You know what? He doesn't have to come in here
I think
and
I'm
tell
being
you
nice.
anything. So at least be respectful to the guy. Be respectful. Go ahead, Hunter.
No, I mean this is exactly why I wanted to do this in writing because it's easy to make allegations and then hop around, but when you pinpoint on any one, you really don't have anything to stand on. So let's choose one. Let's take the congressional job that I did.
Okay.
You're saying that I got that through nepotism. I don't think you can prove that. I think you're making that up. But let's see if you can.
Bro, we're literally talking to the person. Why don't you tell us what happened? That's the only way we
Because
can
you
know.
haven't proven it. I don't have any burden of proof. It's your allegation. You're the one throwing shit around. If you're going to say,
Let's take a quick pause here. I feel like there's some confusion that maybe we could clear up. Hunter, you want Ashton to go ahead and prove that you earned what you did through nepotism or whatever or merit or whatever. But I don't think how can Ashton prove that? I don't think it's not kind of really.
Well, he can't prove it.
he
Ashton
can't
can't
prove it.
prove
It's
it. It's
his
an
claim.
accusation.
I don't care. This is a silly thing to talk about. I don't think anybody should give a damn about my background. I'm not important, but he's the one making allegations. And my whole point is that if he's going to make claims about people, as he is so apt to do, rather than expecting them to get on the defensive and prove the negative as to why his allegations are wrong, that's completely backwards. And you first have to prove the allegation you're making. And he can't do that. And that's why I wanted to do this in writing, because he hops around to different issues, but when you try to focus on one, he can't do it. It's his claims, not my claim.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. What would be a second claim, Ashton? Let's get off that claim. Is there another
No. Let's
claim?
focus on that one. Let's not hop around. He
Let's do
made
what
that
Hunter
All right.
let's
Well,
claim.
do what Hunter Mellon
let's
wants,
kind of
guys.
go
I
ahead.
am not trying to be contentious here. I didn't make any allegation. I mean, okay, sure. I
Yes, you did.
said,
You said I got it through nepotism.
yeah,
That was
okay.
an inference.
Yes.
Were you
I
making that up?
100% agree. I believe that you are a Nepo baby, that you have been given the roles of congressional intern, digital engagement manager. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
All right.
Student
Again,
training. Let me
going to
finish. Let
different.
me finish.
No.
I thought you wanted a respectful debate. Can I? What Hunter
Let's
Mellon
wrap.
wants,
Let's
guys.
go
I
ahead.
am not trying to be contentious here. I didn't make any allegation. I mean, okay, sure. I
Yes, you did.
said,
You said I got it through nepotism.
yeah,
That was an
okay.
inference.
Yes.
Were you
I
making that up?
100% agree. I believe that you are a Nepo baby, that you have been given the roles of congressional intern, digital engagement manager. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
All right.
Student
Again,
training. Let me
going to
finish. Let
different.
me finish.
No.
I thought you wanted a respectful debate. Can I finish?
Yeah, but keep it
Okay.
focused. We're talking about the congressional claim. We're not jumping around. We're doing one claim at a time. I don't think you can do that, but let's try.
But these are unprovable claims. I feel like this is a waste
They're
of our time
his. They're
here.
his claims, though. He's the one making the
Yeah,
allegation.
sure, but he's like he can't prove them. So let's just move
You're
on
So,
from
so
familiar
that.
with
why are
what
you
an
making claims you can't prove? Why are
Exactly.
you
I
saying
second that.
this?
Let's move on.
well, because A, it's
Okay.
true,
Hold on.
and
Time
B,
out.
it's
Time out. Hold on. Time out. Okay, Ashton, you're getting kind of emotional. You have a claim and a belief. You can't prove it. He's calling you out on it. You can't prove it. So we need to move on from that, because in a debate, you wouldn't win this portion of the debate. But let's take a pause. Jeremy's got his hand up. What do you got, Jeremy?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
The debate right now is kind of a little bit off the topic. Again, I'd like to keep it on this issue. Well, I want to ask Hunter, how did you come about getting this job? Did you apply for it? Did someone who suggested you apply for it? I mean, obviously your dad plays a part in it, right? My dad has gotten me jobs before. I know that that plays a role in things, and that they, especially in intelligence organizations, they like to keep things within families because they know it's a family that they can trust, that there's generational trust there. So I understand that side of the whole game, because I've interviewed a lot of people deep inside of these operations and things. I want to go to the allegations that first off, I want Hunter to explain how he got the job, and then I want to get into like some of the science allegations and the claims on that. But let's start there.
You want me to explain how I got a specific job? Why is it my job to prove the negative on something? You people, Ashton specifically, is the one making claims. He's making accusations. My point, the reason I wanted to have a debate, is because I've seen him online as somebody who likes to make accusations against people. He likes to stir the pot. There seems to be a pattern of him making accusations that he really can't substantiate. And when you talk about it, then he moves on to something else. And so I'm trying to pin him down on any one of these claims, something as stupid as an internship I had, or something, bigger about, the family concealing technology, any one. With the congressional internship one, it's his claim. He's making an allegation. I want to know, is he making this stuff up, or does he have a reason for it? Clearly he doesn't. But let's see if he does, if he has
All right,
anything
let's
other than
see
conjecture.
then, and we're
My
going to give
question,
you right back to Hunter. Hold, let's clear the field. This is clearly a contention between two people, and so let's have that. Hunter, you are going to get the floor for as long as you would like in a response with Ashton's response now, and I'd like to give him the floor and then give you the floor, and then we're going to open it up back to you. We're not going to have interjection, though I do see other hands. All right, this is clearly between two people, and that's what we're going to conduct. And thank you for being here. And I don't know you, but welcome. And Ashton, please continue with your response, and then we'll have Hunter's response, and then we'll see where we go from there between the two of you. Fair?
So yeah, I've listened to Hunter here. My view is he's clearly dodging the issue. Jeremy Reese just asked him a very reasonable question for him to give his opinion on how he found these jobs. I think that all people out there who have had a normal job know that nepotism is a real thing, and that it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. I literally just listed off Hunter Mellon's career as while he was as a student, by the way. And all I did was list those things off. That's my evidence. My opinion is, and I'm going to double down on it right now, Hunter Mellon is a Nepo baby that doesn't deserve a goddamn thing that he's been fed his whole life. He doesn't deserve to be in Harvard. He doesn't deserve to be at Harvard Law. He didn't deserve to be a DIA student, whatever bullshit he was. He didn't deserve to be a congressional aide. His daddy got him all these jobs, and he doesn't want to admit to it.
There, because this is I don't want this is turning into an attack, and I want to hear Hunter's qualifications because he's new to me. I've never heard of this. I didn't even know that he existed in the TTSA framework, and I knew a lot about that and some of the inside scoop on things there. But I want to hear more inside information from him because the more we attack Hunter, he's just going to put up walls.
And yes, and let's do have a back and forth here.
Outside the wall. I want to get behind the wall.
Yeah, so we did have a one mention, and then Hunter, please do respond. Though it does look like Ashton is maybe cycling because he can't hear. So if we'll just allow 1 second, everybody take a breath.
No, I dropped him down, but just so you guys know, I literally dropped him down, and we'll bring him back up. But I think Hunter should be able to say what he wants to say, and I think Jeremy has some questions. Let's try to get a little dialogue going here. I don't really support the approach that Ashton's taking, and I understand why Hunter would be offended. He may be totally qualified, and Ashton is just assuming that he's not, and I think that's wrong. So what would you like to say, Hunter?
Fair.
And then I'd like Jeremy.
I think that's fair, but I think that this is a contention, and so somebody should be able to respond, and someone should be able to say something again, and they should be able to respond again at least 3 times, and then we'll be satisfied or we won't, and we can move around. But I don't think it'll be helpful to move to other people's comments on those things. So I'd like to have, if Ashton had something more to say, to have him say it, and then to have Hunter respond to it, and then back and forth again at least twice. That's my concept for how this could go well. Victor, what do you say?
Okay, but Ashton, make your points brief, Ashton, and don't repeat yourself. Please don't repeat your same claim 2 or 3 times. Hunter's an intelligent guy. He'll hear you once, and then just drop it and let him respond.
Thanks. I already said what I wanted. All I want seems like a simple request. Ask him how he got those jobs. Go.
Yeah, it's certainly not my obligation or job to explain or defend my existence or any part of it. This is really simple. The reason I'm on here is really simple. When you make an allegation against somebody, usually you have reason to believe it. You prove it. You don't defend yourself from spurious claims that nobody made. Why would I have to have any reason to prove something that there's no substantial, evidence to suggest? I think Ashton is somebody who deeply enjoys going around and lobbying accusations at people of all kinds. And when you try to address them, he shifts the topic. And I don't think if you focus on any one of them that there's really anything there. I don't think he's proven any of them. So we were willing to take any example. He chose the congressional job example. He didn't prove it. There's nothing there. He just made it up. Do you disagree? I mean, what singular shred of evidence beyond an inference do you have for the allegation you're making? Or are you just pulling out of your ass and sticking it on people?
Good question, Hunter. Thank you very much. Yes, it's called an opinion. People are allowed to have opinions based on when they look at your public profile on LinkedIn, when it shows your career history is Defense Intelligence Agency, where no normal person is going to get that job, only somebody who's been in the intelligence agency. And all I've really been asking is for your side of the story. I think it's a completely reasonable question to ask. And every time anyone, including Jeremy Reese or myself, ask you it, you deflect and change the topic, almost like you're defensive because you know it's true. So at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is get to the truth here, man. We're giving you a chance to give your side of the story. If you didn't get that job because of your dad, then how did you get it? If you think that I'm making up lies about you or whatever other bullshit, you think that I get off on the idea of making up lies about people about your dad, then okay, go ahead and prove me wrong. Now is your chance. Now is your chance to say that you think that Ashton Forbes enjoys making up lies about you. Go ahead and prove me wrong. Go.
Okay, so you're saying it's an opinion. It's not something that you know. It's just something that you're making up. And generally, as always, something asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. I don't have to provide evidence to prove you wrong because you haven't proven anything. There's nothing there to go against.
For you, Hunter, let me rephrase it for you more specifically. I want to know when did you graduate high school, and what did you get on your language and math on your SAT?
It's a totally inappropriate question. I mean, why are you entitled to that information?
Because
Why
I
are you
know for a
dodging
fact
information?
when the application for Harvard, if you go look up the application for Harvard right now, one of the main questions on there right at the end is if you have any family members that went to Harvard, and that greatly affects your application
Yeah, I
to
don't.
get
I
into
don't.
Harvard.
I'll tell you that. I don't have any who went to Harvard.
So you're the first of your family and generation that went to Harvard, and you got accepted.
And let me just point in, the average SAT score composite for Harvard is 1550. A perfect score is 1600. Hunter, what did you get?
I'm not going to share my scores. It's just
Why?
personal. Why would
Why
I?
are you not going to share it?
Because
I
it's
got a
personal
1400 on my
information.
SATs. I'm going to share it. I got 800 on the math SAT, and I got
Good for
600 on the
you.
verbal.
Good for you. This is not how any
Why
of
are
this
you
works.
afraid? Why are you afraid of telling us just basic information?
All right,
Honestly,
we can consider this
Why?
a contentious point. One person wanted to is charged nepotism, and the charge has been that responded with, I don't have to talk about it. So the charge is
it's just not how it's just a witch hunt, because before someone responds to something, you prove your case. You haven't proven it. It's just a claim. There's no evidence.
Well, then why are you here?
Yeah. I want his case.
Because you're
I want to
making
know why you're
allegations, and my
qualified.
point is you don't have
What
evidence
fact-
for any of them.
Honestly, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Hunter. Like, you're not doing yourself any favors here. The more you dodge this, like, the worse it looks for you. Because
I'm
people are
not
saying,
on trial.
let me just finish. Like, this is the thing. You're not. You're right. This is not a court trial. That's why we don't have the standard of I have to prove anything. I'm literally
right.
just giving you my opinion. And you know how many people tell me on a daily basis they think I'm CIA or other shit like that? Happens all the time for me. And I don't go crying about it, saying that they need to prove that the allegations are true. Of course not, because people are entitled to their own opinions.
Of
We're
course you're
saying
entitled to your
that you
opinion.
are
Of
a
course you
Nepo
are.
baby. You are a fucking Nepo baby. It's obvious.
Wait,
Anyone that looks
hey,
at
come on.
your profile.
This is not about the
The
attack.
question is, what is your response? How did you get those?
My response is you haven't proved
Okay,
anything, so I have nothing to say. It's not interesting. It's not, you haven't proven anything. You just made an allegation.
okay, Hunter. This is my opinion, and I've known Ashton a hell of a lot longer than I've known you, which is about 10 minutes. You win this debate because you're correct. He has an opinion. He hasn't proven it.
This isn't a
Okay,
debate.
but
You guys are
but
just
I
asking
think,
me all over the place.
well, whatever
Focus
it
on
is. I mean, it
one
was
claim that he
presented as
made
a
that he can prove. He can't. There's nothing. He doesn't have anything.
I just want to know more about you, Hunter. I'm just meeting
Yeah.
you for the first time.
I
It's been
didn't. I didn't want to do an interview.
I won't even tell you my
Can't we all
SAT
just get
scores,
along?
man. Like, come on.
guy like you would be a cool guy to have in our community. You
Great.
could actually help us.
Great.
I really believe a guy like you we can learn from. I'm
Sure.
serious.
Okay. Does
I'm dead
Ashton have
serious.
any claims that he made that he can prove, or were these just spurious allegations that he pulled out of his ass?
Okay, I do have claims I can prove. Let's change
All
the
right.
subject.
Let's
The
start.
claim that
with
I'm
the
going to
first
make is
one.
the United States government knows 100%, no doubt, 0% chance they don't know that they know exactly what happened to Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, disappeared 10 years ago without a trace, has never been found. We have a spy surveillance satellite network that maps the whole globe 24/7 in infrared. It's called the Space-Based Infrared System. We also have this sound surveillance system called SOSUS that can hear a pin drop anywhere in the ocean. Your father is an intelligence asset who worked for the Bush administration and the Clinton administration that 100% would know that these assets exist. In fact, I am about to clip him talking to Chris Como saying that he knows that DNI Radcliffe knows that we have satellite surveillance of UFOs. Just 3 weeks ago, it was admitted by two different sources that we have full motion video satellite, color satellite video of UFO phenomenon happening. Your father fucking knows exactly what happened to MH370. He's a piece of shit liar. Your response.
And that was all over the place. What is your claim and what is your evidence? You said that
I just
this
listed it.
exists,
Just go
and he
repeat
would
it for
know about
yourself,
it.
you dumb dipshit.
All right.
Play the clip, Ashton. Play the clip.
I don't have it right in front of me for the clip. I'm on my phone right now.
Nice.
Let me just repeat it. We have a
Right.
spy surveillance satellite system called
Right.
Space-Based Infrared System, SIBRS, that is mapping the whole globe in infrared, nonstop, 24/7. It's quite literally physically impossible for a Boeing 777, the size of a city block that holds 300 people, to disappear off the face of the earth. especially one that was flying for 8 hours. It
And
would have
filled
been
with
caught by
20
surveillance.
scientists,
So
all
the
from the same
question
company.
is, why is your father fucking lying? Go, Hunter Biden. Mellon.
Yeah, see, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is juvenile. I mean, can you make an argument without slipping in an insult into it? Is that possible for you?
What's your response, man?
You haven't
Do
really
you-
proven anything. You allege that there is this system that can detect.
You've proven you're retarded. Holy
Uh,
Oh,
smokes.
hey,
it's
okay. We're not going to have any of that. We're not. Okay.
all
So
right.
here's the
See,
thing.
this is
Here's
this
the
is what I
thing.
meant.
That's
You
not
talk about
fair. That's not, you're right, Hunter. That's not fair. And that's
I'm
not
not, I
this
wouldn't
is
cool.
even
just
remove it from the space.
childlike.
That's
This is
totally out of
not
There would
line.
not be any
interesting.
ad hominem attacks like this
Yeah.
if
And I
this
have removed him as a speaker. Let me please try to be friendly here. Okay.
Let's
This
be
is a
friendly,
good back.
guys. I think I was clear. Let me just repeat it again because I think that Hunter Mellon, I was not trying to be, I'm just, your name is just, there's another Hunter out there that I accidentally said. I did not mean that in
Clever. I
bad way.
mean,
Let me
okay.
just go ahead and say, and there's nothing wrong with that person. But let me just repeat this. The United States government has full motion video surveillance from satellites of the entire globe. It's absolutely impossible for a Boeing 777 the size of a city block with 300 people on board to disappear off the face of the earth.
All right. All right. Let's
Not
stop
just
there.
that.
One thing
One
at a
more thing.
time.
One more thing.
Okay,
Not
okay, Ashton. Ashton, calm down.
Yeah,
You made your
one thing at
point.
a
Let him
time.
respond.
That's a
Go ahead.
claim. This is not my issue. I mean, you're asking me to explain this to you like this was something I said. I don't know if what you just said is true or not. You just said it.
Yeah. So, Hunter, I might reframe this a little bit here, okay? Because Ashton is going to continue to make claims, as is his want and prerogative and free speech, whatever. And you could, I suppose, take the tact of refuting any one of these claims or saying something that you'd like to yourself. Is there anything that you would like to say on your behalf, or any tact that you'd like to take, or anything that you would like to contribute now rather than this line?
Yeah, so I mean, let's focus on some of the claims that he made. He hasn't proven any of them, and some of the ones that I certainly can talk about, for example, the nepotism one, if you want to go back to that. He hasn't proven it. And you can either say, you're right, that was just an opinion, or you can try to prove it. But you're
hence
my
why I asked
point,
for your
my point.
SAT scores, because that would prove it right
Hold,
there.
hold
but
on,
you
That
wouldn't prove
Jeremy,
it.
That wouldn't prove
please. This
anything.
is gonna feel like, and it will be like 2 versus 1 in some kind of regard here. And this isn't really fair to a back and forth. I'm just trying to facilitate 2 people talking right now as a focus. I want the spotlight to be on both of you, and I want you to have equal footing. Sincerely, Hunter, I don't know you. Ashton, I know you a little bit. Hunter, would you please respond as much as you would like to, and then we'll go to Ashton and we'll try and have a back and forth here. And please, no one else interrupt here. We'll talk more later. I love everybody. Welcome.
Sure. Well, what am I responding to? Is his claim about the airlines flight?
If that's what you would like, take the floor for what you will at the moment. Okay, please.
Well, all right. Let me just explain why I came onto this, which seems to have been a mistake because it's devolved very quickly into name calling. My point was this simple. Ashton has been going around making accusations, and when you challenge him on them, he either says that it's not really what he meant or he deflects to something else. And I wanted to have a debate. He wanted to have a debate. He was calling people names on any one of those points and really dig into it. And he didn't want to do that. And so
Nice. Can we do that at the moment? What debate would you like to dig into? And I would be happy to moderate. And please excuse a little bit of forum confusion here, but we can go deep. What would you like to talk about and debate in deep?
Sure, sure. So let's start with this one. So you suggested, and you kind of walked this back later, but you kind of danced around the topic, suggesting that my family was in possession of or concealing some sort of advanced technology. Do you stand by that? Is that what you meant, or were you just saying that?
Well, for the people who have been on
Great.
this,
May I please say that let's have Ashton respond, and then we're going to have Hunter. I want you to respond directly, and we're not going to have anybody else. Excuse me, please. Just in the future, it's only going to be Ashton and Hunter communicating back and forth shortly. Okay, and we can have open discussion later, please. Ashton, yes.
do I believe the Mellon family is in possession of information about technology that is being suppressed from the United States people? Yes, 100%. I do believe that. That's my opinion. Absolutely. Do I believe that Hunter Mellon has a free energy device in his bedroom? No, absolutely not. I don't believe he does. I think my personal opinion is that he's a fucking idiot and he doesn't know shit about science or physics or anything about classified information.
All right. Yes. Yes.
I think this is bullshit. I really think this is bullshit. I mean, honestly,
Victor,
Ashton,
Victor, chill out, brother.
you can make
a lot of people
We
might
don't know that.
you need to chill
because
out.
people
You
are
need to
talking about
chill
getting
out.
rid of you.
Now, this is bullshit. I mean, a guy like Hunter, if I was him, I'd be taking the same position. We ideally we'd like to have a conversation with him and maybe learn some things. But if we continue to let Ashton just pummel him with these accusations that he has no evidence of, doesn't matter whether he's right or not. I don't like the way he's going about this. I think it's rude.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
does
unprofessional,
anybody find
and
it
it's
oppressive
kind of
the way
like a
he
fucking.
talks? He's just throwing shit and hoping some of it sticks.
He's autistic.
I concur with Victor.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
have
seem
something to add because
super-
TTSA did say that they had alien technology and they were going to build a craft, and they did take 37